Hello and welcome to Website Management. I'm Randy Duffman. I'm the instructor for this course, and I'm excited about the journey we're going to take on for the next 12 or 13 weeks or so. I'm just going to give you an overview of the course and the Blackboard, and then set you free to start on Module 1, which is really just going to be an introduction on the discussion board, and in turn, we will respond to each other next week on that. But it's going to get us started in really what we're going to accomplish in this class. So as you'll see in the course overview, obviously is getting started here, which is just going to take you to Welcome to Website Management, which has this video in it, a little course description, and then the student learning outcomes. Just to give you, in a nutshell, we're going to do a little bit of HTML coding, CSS and JavaScript for the first few weeks of the course, just to give you a feel for the way the internet works and how the coding works behind web pages. And then after we complete that, we're actually going to create a web page. And that web page is going to serve as a portfolio or a resume that you could use after this course is completed. So please think about it, put some time into it, and you will definitely see some benefit in that. Then we'll do some advanced features of web pages and really difference between a blog and a web page, and some other things, and maybe even the last couple of weeks, it may change up just according to what we're interested in or what kind of questions I've received over the course of the class from the students. I've got the syllabus and the schedule out there. Okay, I'll take a look at that syllabus, and once again, my information along with my email, and I will tell you, use the email for personal questions. I'm going to encourage you throughout the course to make this a collaborative effort. If you have a question about the content or a question about how to turn in an assignment, I want that on the discussion board, because I want to answer that question for everybody to see, and I want to give you the chance to respond to your classmates and share what you know about it, and make this more of a collaborative effort. There's no required text. The text you will be using is called Google, and you will use it early and you will use it often. The technology we're going to use is really, when we get into HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you need a plain text editor. I will most likely use Notepad++. It's a free download, and I've got a link on Blackboard for that. There's another app called Text that can be used in a Chrome browser if you're familiar with, or if you prefer to use Chrome, I would do that. There's a program called TextEdit for Mac, but I will warn you that some students are challenged to use that. Really, going back to plain text editor, the reason is in HTML you want something that doesn't have any extra programming in it. If you were to use like Word or whatever document creator you're used to, in the background there's already some code in there, and that code will be transferred when you paste it into your HTML reader, which is really just your browser, and that extra code will give you extra characters and extra things going on. So we want a plain text. We want nothing more than what we put into onto the paper. So choose wisely. Those of you that may have had experience, I'm okay if you use a program called Brackets, or if you really want to jump ahead and get a feel for what web programmers use, go ahead and use Brackets. And then, of course, we're going to go use WordPress. And I want to emphasize now, and I'll emphasize it later, we're going to use the free version, so there's going to be no cost involved there. Once again, take a look at the learning outcomes. I've gone through them already: HTML, WordPress, some of the security features, and I am going to highlight some principles of design, which I think is important that we know that from the start and we apply them and make our websites as aesthetically pleasing and as functional as possible. There's my grade breakdown. This class is going to be made up of discussion board and assignments and tests. This week, actually week 1, only has a discussion board post, and the discussion board posts are graded. So please do them. And normally when I have discussion board post, I have 1 week where you post, and then the next week where you reply. So you're not sitting around waiting to complete your assignment by waiting on the others. We'll reply the next week, and that eases the burden. Once again, the assignments, all of my assignments are going to be due on Sunday evening. So I'll post everything for you usually on a Friday morning, and then you have not immediate Sunday, but the Sunday following to complete that. It's due at midnight. If you're after midnight, I'm going to take 10 points off, but I'm still going to accept it. So I had students last semester, we're going back to the last week of the semester and answering some, redoing some work or posting some stuff that they'd forgotten, and I'll still grade it. Just going to take off some points for late because I really want you to keep pace, be with the others, and also so that I'm grading, I'm still in the same frame of mind. There's a few other things there I'd like you to take a look at, typical class stuff that you take at the university. And I'm just going to roll all the way down to the course schedule. And what I want to emphasize here is this could change. It won't change drastically, but we may decide we want to get into security, or we want to do something different with our websites, or we want to, I'm going to leave that open to be a little flexible. I didn't change a whole lot last semester. I know some of the content I'm going to change this semester, but I just want to say, put this down. There will be assignments and discussion boards on those weeks, but the topics might change slightly. All right. So go back to our Blackboard page now, and we say there's your syllabus, your course schedule. I've got a blurb here about the plain text HTML creation, which I just went over. But I can't emphasize more that you need to be comfortable in a program. WordPad comes right with any Windows, and then there's an app called Text that you can use if you're using a Chromebook, or if you just prefer to use the Chrome browser. And in browser work, and some of the other things that are available. Getting tasks, getting help, IT at UC Service Desk is available for you. I say use that, and use your classmates, and as I said before, use Google. All right, so now I'm going to go back up here. I went over the overview, the syllabus and schedule. I've reposted as a PDF for those of you who like to print and put them on your wall and look at them as needed. And here's the announcement page, and you'll be getting announcements. I've already got a couple of them ready to go. You're going to get you've already gotten the Welcome to Website Management announcement, and on Friday morning, the announcement for the week 1 module will be there. So once again, I'm going to put out a post on Friday mornings, and that is going to give you an overview of the current week, and then it's going to give you access to and the directions for the following week. I do that to create a little overlap. So you're finishing your work and beginning working on the other one over the weekend. So if something happens and you want to get ahead of the game a little bit, that allows you to go ahead and start that. It gives you a feel for what's moving ahead while you're working on the current week stuff to maybe give you a better understanding. Hopefully that's not confusing, but it might give you the opportunity to move a little bit ahead. As I said before, I'd rather everybody move kind of the same pace because we're going to build on the work of others, but I understand that we all want to have a little bit of flexibility in our schedules. The first thing you're going to do this week is the learning. Here's the learning modules. We're going to do the learning module 1. So you go to the learning modules, and I'll make them available. Mine are available right now, but only module 1 will be available. So go ahead and jump to module 1, and in each module, I'll give you an overview. I'll tell you what the desired learning outcomes are, and I'll give you a little checklist of what you need to accomplish. And once you accomplish that, you're done. And then there's a link to the discussion board. And the first week, we're just going to do an introduction. I want you to post by next Sunday, the 20th. And the post is just going to be an introduction of yourself, your name, your major, your hometown, your web development technology experience. Tell me about yourself, just to give me a feel for what to expect and where you are. And then think ahead. As I said, we are going to design a web page. That's what's coming out of this class. That's the end product, and that web page is going to be a portfolio or a resume. of you that hopefully you'll be able to turn around and use after this class is done. So take some time to put some thought into your post, and then simply go to the discussion board. This link will take you there, and make that introduction. Once again, I want to show you one more thing. Over here on the left-hand side, you got learning modules, assignments, and then discussion board. And that discussion board, that first one is just a course Q&A. Use that to ask me any questions you have about the content of the course, or about the process or assignments and things like that. I say ask me, but you're really asking your classmates. So I'm hoping that, don't wait on me. If you know the answer, go ahead and answer your classmate and work through things on your own. I will check the discussion board on Tuesdays and Thursdays and answer those questions for all. If you email me questions about the content, about the assignments, I most likely won't answer. I'm going to tell you to go put it on the discussion board. Let's let others help. And if I do answer questions, I want to answer questions that everybody can learn from. Now, that said, you may have some personal issues, or you may have something you want to share with just me. Definitely emailing me for those reasons. But that's an introduction to the class. You're ready to go on and handle module 1 or week 1. I hope you are as I would say as excited as I am. We're gonna really create something that can be meaningful and useful as you move on past this course. All right, have fun.